When ugly men shoot their shot at me, it really lowers my self-esteem.
I accidentally got railed by an 18-year-old the other day, but it wasn't my fault.
I hate when I think a man's good looking and then I look at him and then he doesn't approach me. Like, did you not see me just look right at you? Like, that was your...
I'm seeing men tell men everywhere, just focus on you and women will come to you.
Men everywhere are telling men to put themselves first, and later on the rest will come.
Why does a man stare at you but never approach you?
There is a reason so many men can't get women to like them. It is because they absolutely reek of desperation.
Another day of being hot in LA. You know what that means. Nobody's gonna talk to you, and the one...
Being hot doesn't mean anything. If there's no personality, it simply just won't work. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
If you are pursuing women who love Jesus, they are not going to laugh in your face. They're not going to reject you in a way where they're like, okay, why are you asking me out? And I feel like that's the fear that men have is like, and like, don't let me speak for men, you know, but this is a theory, is the rejection, because that's a big thing to carry. Like,
hi y'all, I have a question. So like, I know I'm not ugly. Like, I know, like, and that's just real. I know I'm a cute little piece of, I'm cute. But like, when I tell you, nobody asks me on dates, nobody DMs me, and y'all probably be like, well, nobody you probably like, no girl, all across the board, it be mute, quiet in my messages. Nobody's ever like, I like you, I'm attracted to you, let me take you out. Nobody. And I'm starting to think like, am I intimidating? Or are people like, do people actually think like, oh, she's too good for me, she got her life together? Cause no shade, if y'all thinking that, are you fucking kidding me, y'all? I want hoes, I want a roster, and I don't have that.
It's crazy how she assumed men are intimidated by her just because no man asked her on dates. Maybe those men just aren't interested. Is it really that shocking to them when they don't get the attention they think they deserve? For so long, society has put women on a pedestal where they are constantly praised and validated, especially when they're young and attractive. So when the attention starts fading or men don't show interest, it's almost unthinkable to some women that the issue might not be the men, but them. It's easier to claim that men are intimidated instead of acknowledging that men are just focusing on themselves.
I actually get guys coming up to me quite often on the street, but I've told my girlfriends that there's kind of like a rule. So it's always the weird ones who come up and talk to you. Mm-hmm. Most of the time I give them my number, but I know from right off the bat that I'm not interested. And then I just let things kind of fizzle out. At some point they get the memo. I personally feel bad rejecting people on the spot.
Date the boring guy. If you tend to date guys who are emotionally unavailable and overlook guys who are steady and secure, this is for you. Your nervous system is used to intense chemistry that only leads to inconsistency, high anxiety, and ultimately distance. But here's what you might be missing. The boring guy isn't actually boring. He's healthy, consistent, secure in himself, and safe. So the next time you think a guy is boring, consider that you're actually feeling a sense of safety that your brain wants to interpret as boring because it's not the chaos that you're used to. Now, if you're wondering, but what if he actually is boring? How do you tell the difference? Meet me in the caption.
Yeah, well, actually, I would recommend these women to avoid dating the so-called boring guy because they might end up ruining him. Women who are used to chasing emotionally unavailable men often carry a lot of unresolved trauma and toxicity with them. They've been in a cycle of chaos where drama and instability are normal, and when they meet a genuine guy who's calm, steady, and emotionally available, they don't know how to handle it. Instead of appreciating the stability, they might find it boring or even suffocating, and they could end up projecting their past baggage onto him. That man should find a woman who operates on the same level as him, not a woman who's used to dating emotionally unavailable men.
I feel like the men here don't even really initiate. Y'all be letting the women come to y'all because y'all know it's so many of us. That's also why you guys feel like you're the prize. Because there's so many of us, y'all just feel like y'all don't have to do anything. Like you're too cocky. Like,
let me ask you this. What makes a prize a prize? a prize.
Red flags in girls, if she's over the age of like 25, but she's at a club multiple times a week, red flag. If she's gotten with your homies, red flag. If her Instagram page looks like she's in a new country every single week and you can tell it's definitely not for work, red flag. If you've been in a relationship with her for a long time and she refuses to post you online and kind of acts single, red flag. If they still keep in contact with guys that they've been intimate with or guys that they have dated, that is a red flag. If she's on a private jet every weekend to a new city or country, yeah, red flag. Like and comment for part 2. Bye.
Now, this is all true, but what's sad is seeing women in the comments calling this woman a pick-me just for stating facts. It shows you that some women hate it when other women hold them accountable for their actions. Instead of reflecting on the truth being spoken, they resort to name-calling and shaming anyone who challenges them. It's like there's an unspoken rule that women are supposed to stick together, no matter what, even if it means ignoring reality or excusing toxic behaviors. It's sad.
I hate when I think a man's good looking and then I look at him and then he doesn't approach me. Like, did you not see me just look right at you? Like, that was your sign. Like, that was me shooting my shot. Like, I looked right at you. Like, I looked away pretty quickly. Like, it was kind of one of these, you know? But, like, that was your sign.
Obviously, as a woman would like the men to approach me, but nowadays it hasn't been happening. Feels like the roles have been switched. Men are expecting women to approach them and be the first one to make the move. I don't know what happened, to be honest, but I feel like it's the generation.
Does it kind of upset you how it is these days?
Yes, it upsets me very much. It makes dating very, very hard.
You would wish that guys would approach more.
I mean, the right guy. Obviously.
It's not that men want women to approach, they just don't want to deal with women anymore. If you're upset, look to your sisters. Equality's a bitch. That's not the only reason. We are just fed up and don't want the hassle. In fact, she stated that it has to be the right guy. Because something as simple as approaching a man is all he needs to know you have interest. Some women have no idea how to respectfully reject someone. Women are dogging men for being polite and a gentleman. Start being submissive and respectful, and the man will come to you again. Well, this woman just contradicted herself. She complains that men don't approach her, but then wishes the right guy would come along and make the move. It really makes you wonder, what exactly is the right guy? Is it the guy who's 6 feet tall, earns a 6-figure salary, and looks like a model? Because if that's the standard, it's no surprise that the majority of men aren't approaching. Those kinds of expectations eliminate a huge portion of potential me. What's even more ironic is that a lot of these women might be turning down genuinely good guys simply because they don't fit some superficial criteria. The right guy might be the one who doesn't have the flashiest job or isn't 6'2", but they overlook those kind of men.
Actually, less men are going after women because men are more in their feminine energy. There's been an attack on masculinity for years now. Pursuing with intent will never be a waste of time and energy. Masculine energy men pursue what is of value to them.
This man came up to me on the subway to ask for my phone number.
Well, it looks like there still are some guys approaching women.
He should have just asked for $1 at that point. He would have gained more from that conversation than that.
Oh dear. It doesn't sound like it went very well, does it?
He had the audacity to be like, wait, hold up. Do you have a boyfriend? Because I don't talk to girls in relationships.
Wait, that's a bad thing that he asked? How so?
I don't talk to men who aren't competitive, okay? If you can't fight, just say that.
Wow. And here I thought it just sounded like the guy was being respectful.
Stop trying to act like you're a good person. You're not a good person. You're approaching a woman alone on the subway. You're a terrible human being.
Wait, what?
Why not be like, what's your boyfriend's address? Let me kill him with my bare hands and then take you out for dinner. Romance. Learn it.
Well, doesn't that sound like the beginnings of a very healthy relationship?
Men don't know how to talk to women nowadays.
And a lot of women really don't seem to know what they want either. And they seem to have gotten their ideas of what romance actually is from a novel that they picked up at the grocery store.
This is why dudes don't want to date anymore. It's easier to be single. So glad I'm 55 and out of the dating pool. It's impossible to navigate this. My 22-year-old son is beyond frustrated. Every day I learn how lucky I am to have married an amazing woman. I feel for the men still out there searching. Ladies, if you keep up with this delusional mindset, men are just going to sit back and watch you destroy yourselves and future relationships. We can be happy without you. The only way I can think to describe this woman is unhinged. There's no way she wants a man to compete for her while she has a boyfriend. And this level of romance she's talking about is just cheating. But I have to commend her though. At least she showed her red flags early. What I think this woman wants is a joker, so she can be Harley Quinn. Absolutely crazy.
Every day I wake up and I'm like, I just don't want to be a strong, independent woman anymore. Then I remember, I just can't keep my fucking mouth shut.
I know men are actually approaching women in society today when it comes to relationships or dating. And this is going to be a tough pill to swallow, but it's because of how the women interact with men when men try to respectfully approach you and get to know you. These are the types of responses I get from other men in their interactions with women. The number one thing I hear from them is fear of rejection. No surprise there. No one likes to get metaphorically slapped in the face when you're trying to meet a beautiful woman and you're just trying to have a general conversation to see if they want to connect with you. Men think that they're not worthy enough. That because their life seems normal, the women are just disinterested in them. And this is always a good one. We come off looking like a creep just because we want to have a normal conversation. I keep hearing rejection, rejection, rejection. More or less, we just become a bother. And then this one is my favorite of all. Men not feeling like they can live up to the standards of what this individual wants the man to have. I'm not 6 foot. I don't make 6 figures. I don't do this, this, and this. I don't have this IQ. I don't have this kind of job. I don't speak this way. I don't look this way. I don't have the jawline. It's unending because society has conditioned women to foster this idea, this environment that leads to all of the singleness and the sole reason why men do not want to be in a relationship today. And let me finish. This isn't just 1 or 2 men. These are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men stating the same things. How do we fix this?
Not gonna lie. At some point, I don't know when, but I just stopped caring about dating and marriage. I'm fine on my own. I'd love to be a relationship. But after all the rejection, my confidence is low. I automatically assume they wouldn't be interested in me, so I don't try. Yeah, it's the checklist that does it for me. If I haven't got a good job, I don't stand a chance. It's the universal cycle. Humanity will be resets, because the new generation is doom. Yeah, the checklist a man has to meet to get a woman today is just crazy, and what they're looking for is mostly based on superficial things. Now, men are judged based on things like looks, height, income, status, and even the type of car they drive. The qualities that really matter, like loyalty, kindness, and emotional support, seem to be overlooked in favor of material success and a polished social image. Men are expected to meet unrealistic standards, while the focus on deeper, long-term compatibility is often ignored. On top of that, social media creates this illusion that there are endless options out there, making it even harder for men to measure up to constantly shifting standards. Women swipe left and right based on a photo or a few details, ignoring the fact that many great men might not fit into these narrow boxes. There's no hope out there.
And your bitch know I've been a man. 21. Playing with the rock like I'm Jigga Man. Gotta look a nigga in the eyes when you kill a man. Am I loud? Every wow. Scrap.
The reason why guys won't approach you is because they're afraid that you're going to ignore them or reject them. Guys, they are very shy, and if they're ugly, then they know that they're ugly. So they're going to be afraid to talk to a woman that looks like me, or like a woman that's just like pretty, you know? So yeah, if a guy comes up to you, it doesn't matter how he looks, just have a conversation with him. See if he's actually being genuine with you, if he's smiling, if he's being friendly, if he's all like, hey mamacita, tosito poquito, you know, like, but like, if they're like really nice with you and you're able to get along with them, then boom, you just made yourself a potential partner.
In some cases, it doesn't matter how respectful or nice a man is when he approaches a woman. Some women will still respond with rudeness or disrespect. It's like there's an automatic assumption that every man who approaches is beneath them or not worth their time. This attitude can be incredibly discouraging for men who are simply trying to strike a conversation. For some women, the act of being approached is taken as an opportunity to belittle or act superior, as if rejecting a man gives them some kind of power boost. This level of disrespect has made it harder for men to approach women without fear of being humiliated or ridiculed in public. Men are pulling back from even trying, knowing they could be met with not just rejection, but outright hostility.
Why does this type of guy seem to ignore women? I'm gonna tell you why in this video. Let's get into it. Number one, they know their value. They value their time and attention, and they're not gonna use it to inflate a woman's ego. They're goal-driven. They are too busy chasing purpose to be chasing women. This type of guy does not need to be in a relationship. Trust me, he's good being alone. So he's not desperate to fill up the space with a woman. He's calculated. He's strategic. And he probably knows the woman that he's interested in. A lot of guys want her too, and are probably giving her a whole lot of attention. And he ain't gonna be like everybody else, which is gonna make her wonder. This man does have a busy life. He has incredibly high standards for the women that he decides to pursue. So if he does decide to pursue you, he made a calculated decision to do so. Remember, just like she got options, he got options too. Because he's confident and he's secure in himself. He doesn't need the validation of a woman's interests. He knows his value and he knows his worth.
So I saw the study that almost half of men aged 18 to 25 have never approached a woman in person. And let me tell you, that was literally the most disheartening statistic as someone who's in that age group and who just deleted all her dating apps because she wants to meet someone in real life. I really do not want to hear any more shit about a male loneliness epidemic when half of men my age aren't even attempting to talk to a woman in real life. I completely understand the fear of rejection and everything. It's hard out here to just go up and talk to someone you don't even know, but I feel like our dependence on online stuff, dating apps, Instagram, whatever, has kind of made it so that no one talks to anyone anymore in real life. Because why risk rejection in person when the most you could do is I don't know, slide into their Instagram DMs, and then if they say no, that's it. You don't have to see them again, you know? You don't have to face that rejection in real life. Also, though, that people are gonna say, it's 2023, why doesn't the woman just approach a man? That is completely fine. I have done that before. I have been the one in my past 2 relationships to, pursue, I guess, the man first. But sometimes a girl just wants to be asked out, you know? If you're looking cute, you want someone to be like, hey, I think you're really pretty. Can I get your number or something? So, I don't know. I guess this is a message for guys. If you're watching this, don't feel super afraid to ask a woman out or say something. It doesn't have to be anything big. You just say, I think you're really pretty. Can I have your number? If she says no, respectfully move on. The fear of rejection that people have is really deterring them from ever saying anything to anybody now, especially because it's so easy to be like, oh, I could just look them up on Instagram later and say something or like their story, which doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I guess this is your sign to talk to somebody today. If you think they're cute, just say something.
Again, it's not a fear of rejection. Some men just really decided to back away because of what women have been consistently saying. Things like, men leave women alone, stop approaching women in public, we don't want to be approached, etc. I'm sure there's some men out there who still wishes to approach women and some women who wishes men would approach them. Right now it's just a mystery, because how would men know when to make a move? This has led to a situation where everyone is more hesitant. Men who would have once confidently made a move are now holding back, while some women might be waiting, wondering why men aren't approaching them anymore. The balance has been thrown off, and it's created a kind of standstill, where no one knows what's appropriate or welcomed anymore. It's a confusing landscape where the traditional rules of dating and approaching are being rewritten, but no one has a clear guide on how to navigate it. What a shame.